Hello, everybody. Charles here in CG Rated Books. We are here, we are alive and well. And I'm so grateful for being able to become healthy again. So, here we are in June, and we're going to do the check in for the month of May. Thanks for joining me. All right, well, hello, folks. How are you doing? I have to apologize. I did not do a lot for the month of May. I wasn't here. I wasn't present. I have been sick for nearly almost half of the month. I even took some time off from work, and that's just something I just don't do. So, welcome back to CG Rated Books. Yes, we are going to get right back into putting out some material out there and interacting with the community. But before we do, we're going to go into channel updates. But before we do the channel updates, let's start talking about some of the YouTube updates. And I'm going to run through these really quick because I don't want to prolong the video for too long. But one of the major changes that have recently happened, and you guys may have noticed it, it's already taken place already, but YouTube has allowed shorts, the YouTube short videos, to last up to 3 minutes long now. So if you've ever had a problem with trying to stay within that 1 minute threshold, it's no longer a problem. However, there is a issue with videos that have dropped off, for monetized channels anyway, that dropped off in productivity, revenue for videos that actually last the full 3 minutes. Your target range would be about a 90-second video, a minute and a half, instead of a full 3 minutes. But you don't have to worry about trying to work into those tiny time restraints as long as you're doing that is the 9 by 16, that is the tall vertical. It automatically, if it's tall vertical and not the landscape, if it's tall vertical, the portrait, and it's under 3 minutes, it's automatically going to classify as a short. And it's going to put it, you don't have to put in the hashtag shorts in there anymore to make it be identified as, it's automatic. There's an algorithm that will tag that video automatically as a short and put it in a shorts list. So that's pretty cool. Also for monetized channels, there is a new auto ad placement. If you are a monetized channel, you had to select the types of ads. There's it's automatic now, hassle-free. It goes in and it works that out for you. I've already mentioned we did a change with YouTube for the post tab is now the community tab, and the community tab allows, if you opt in, it allows you to allow your subscribers only, to be able to post on your community tab. So it becomes more of a community. And there's a few of my BookTube community neighbors who have opted in for this. If you have, make sure you go on back into the policies for YouTube. There has been a recent update in how they are handling that. I haven't done it yet because there are some more, I think the update is more user control on who posts and how you can select and so forth. So look into that if you are opting in for that. There is, here's a really cool one, auto dubbing. So if you have popularity outside of your country for your channel, there is, I think you have to have a premium account, but there is on auto dubbing, you can actually broadcast your video in your native tongue, select the auto dubbing and the countries that you want, and it would send it to those countries dubbed in that language. Isn't that nice? That's pretty cool. So there's that. And then there's been a change. There's been a bunch. There's been about 25 changes since the beginning of the year. And I think about maybe 5 to 7 of them happened within the last 2 to 3 weeks. So for the month of June, some of these are coming active online. One of the things that's pretty cool, they are changing some of their copyright claims. The copyright claims update has changed. So if you've ever used some material that was copyrighted, one of the options is this: if it's been copyrighted, then instead of having you go back into your private or personal editing software, the YouTube has a feature that will automatically remove any copyrighted information that will prevent or restrict the publication of your video. It just automatically removes it. But something that's also pretty cool too is now if you are a YouTube creator and submitting stuff that you have copyrighted, you can actually opt in to allow YouTube users to be able to use your material within a certain restraints. So let's just say there are some people here that I'm in America, but there's a beatbox group that I like a lot, and I use a lot of their music. They have allowed you to be able to use it within the restraints of YouTube. So as long as the item stays in YouTube, there are no copyright infringements. And so depending on if you have copyrighted material that you don't mind being used or dubbed or edited on somebody else's video, you can elect to have it within the restraints of YouTube. You can have it within the restraints of a continental divide. So they've made that change as well. You'll have to find these things by going through all of the different options, probably using the YouTube Studio or using your desktop computer to be able to upload and find all of these editings. And these are just some of the biggest ones. There's a whole lot more. There is a new AI program that allows you to do edits and copyrights for any AI. And there are some options that have actually been placed in the YouTube Studio so that if you're using an outside source, you can still do some edits within the YouTube Studio to make edits directly to your videos through their own software. So lots of updates for YouTube. Some really pretty cool stuff, honestly. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's return to primarily the CG rated books updates and our specific channel updates. Yes, we are going to talk about, first off, our video production. I do plan on slowing down just a little bit. I have worked on my format for the theme videos for my channel. So we have the collection series, we have the what would you do? It's the way that I would do my own book reviews. We have the word oddities. We're going to stick to mostly these so that a way I can take my time with submitting these videos, because I really, really have been finding a lot of overload with trying to keep up with community related videos. And that goes along the lines of book tags and booktube tags and so forth. So we're not going to stop doing booktube tags, but there will be a slower production of them because I'm finding out that it's keeping me from focusing in on things that will isolate my channel and allow me to produce the themes for my theme videos for my own channel and what I would prefer to be releasing. I have a tendency to not keep up with them. And because of that, I will procrastinate, and then I will throw in a booktube tag because they're easy. There's not a whole lot of scripting that needs to be done because it's already been laid out for you. Just answer these prompts. And because of that, I have refrained from working on how I want to present my own material. I find that there's a lot of the things that I do that folks just enjoy. And I want to be able to make sure that I'm putting those things out. So we're going to slow down on mass production of videos and start focusing in on the channel theme. And that is basically me sharing my reading experience with you and hopefully trying to draw you into conversation so that you share more of your personal reading experience. Not just book reviews, not just, oh, I like this book, I recommend this book, I don't like this book, I wouldn't recommend, but more or less along the lines with, I enjoyed it, but this is why. Let's talk about this. Let's share this. And let me express why I didn't like this. And can I be a little bit more honest? Can I be a little bit more personal about it? That's kind of what I want to hope to achieve when people think of my channel. They're like, I got to go over there. I got to see how he reacted to this. I got to hear what he has to say about this particular book, because I know it's going to be informative, but I know it's actually going to be kind of funny too. So that's where I want to put my focus. So bear with me as we work through that. We'll still have plenty of material. We'll still have plenty of videos to share with you, but we're going to get away from so much of the community-led material. What else? Oh, I just mentioned it in my book mail video. I will be doing a book mail at least once a month because I have recently joined a book mailing program for veterans and Operation Paperback. I'm going to put a little bit of the information. I'll put the website in the description there and maybe even pin a comment to the top of the comment section with their address. So if you are a veteran and you're interested in having books picked out for you and sent to you, you just might be eligible to join the program. You just go out there, you fill out the questionnaire, and before you know it, you just start receiving books. You can put in there the types of books that you would like to, that you're interested in. You can list your where you want them sent to, how often you want them sent, and how many you want per shipment. So it's pretty good. I've only selected 5 books once a month. So once a month, I'll have a shipment of books mailed to me. And then when I can get them, I'll open them up on camera and do my book mail. And I hope you guys enjoy that. I did get a lot of comments on that one. That was the first video I did coming back from that sick leave. I don't, to this day, there must be something that was going around Texas. My mom got sick. I think my sister got sick. I don't normally get sick. It's weird for me. I might end up coming down with like a cold, every 4 to 5 years. I don't normally get sick, but I'm getting older, and I've noticed that in the past 3 years, I've been sick at least twice. So real strange for me, real strange. Also pretty strange for me too is when I get sick, it can be a common cold. I will be bedridden. It will take me out, literally. And I don't want to say, people tease everybody about guys who get sick and they turn into these complete babies. No, I don't. Even when I do get sick, I'll there was a time when I had to work really, really, really hard. I'll just, if I could share that with you. So I had jobs that didn't have benefits. And so there's no PTO, there's no sick leave. And if you didn't work, you didn't get paid. So I went to work. I went to work every single day, regardless if I was sick, healthy, unhealthy. I went to work. And fortunately for me, a lot of the assignments that I had back in the day, I worked alone. It wasn't a share, I probably worked out of my car or had to, patrol a particular area, security work, right? And when I was working for the environmental company, I did inspections. I was by myself. I'm in a personal vehicle. I just stayed away from the public. But I went to work. I'm used to that. And so taking time off from work just isn't the thing. I don't do that. But this particular time, yeah, I took some time off from work. I took two days. 2 days? Yeah, 2 days. Worked Wednesday night, took Friday, Saturday off, and went back Sunday night. So the book mail video was the first video I did, and I was still recovering. I had lost my voice. It's back, but I had been coughing to the point where my throat was so irritated. My throat was like literally bruised. And I had to, go into the clinic and get some medication and some throat care and stuff because it got to the point where I had irritated my throat so bad that when I had to regurgitate a couple of times. I'm spitting out all these sinuses and it's coming back. It was just terrible. I don't want to TMI you guys. It was terrible, and my voice was just completely shot. So please, thanks for all the warm wishes and everything. When you guys found out that I was sick, I got so much support and help and so much information. Well, not information, but so many warm wishes for recovery from the community. So it's just fantastic being a part of this community. So thanks so much. I'm back. I'm feeling better. I still, you'll still hear a bit of a squeak or a bit of a raspiness in my voice because I'm still recovering, but at least my voice is back. Before I sounded really strange. But anyway, so yes, Operation Paperback, it's fabulous. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it. I'll put the little tab up here so you can watch that video. The first book mail. I got my first shipment last month in May, right? So we are here actually, I'm doing this video for May, but we are actually here in June. It's the 3rd. Oh, it's Wednesday. It's the 4th. So yeah, I need to hurry up and get this video done and edited and up. So with that, Operation Paperback, you can donate books if you want to be a donor. And I think there's also where they will, if you have a stack of books, you can send them books and then they will ship it out. But if you can also elect to save a little bit of money and ship the books yourself. So they help you, they'll give you a veteran to sponsor, and you will be able to ship the books directly to the veteran. So there's two ways of doing it. You can just send the organization the books directly, or you can become a sponsor and they will coordinate with you and you can ship the books yourself. And my first shipment came from one of the sponsors. So it came with a card. I ended up getting a personalized card from my sponsor who actually sent me Now, I don't know if this is going to be the same person shipping me books every month. I don't know how that works. But I ended up getting a personal note from the individual that sent me my first shipment. So that was pretty cool. If you really want to do this is great. And if you're a veteran and it was such a warm feeling. If you're really into books, I'm trying to tell you, all my veterans out there, guys, gals, I know Noel's out there. I've got Chris, Nick. There's quite a few of my community friends who are veterans. Sign up, man. Sign up. And we can share and talk about some of the stuff that we receive from the program. Even if you want to be a sponsor, because they have veterans who are sponsors as well. Anyway, I'll talk about that program all day long. My subscribers. I am up to 230 subscribers now. And my numbers are constantly, they're creeping, but they're on the rise still. And so I appreciate you guys, especially with the slowed publication that I've been doing lately. Like I said, this past month, it was kind of surprising a little bit because my subscription numbers were going up, even though I wasn't actually doing a lot of posting of videos. And my community tab, the post also fell off. I was hoping to put out at least 2 more Where Would You Read It, at least number 7 and number 8. Excuse me, but I was in no condition to record, and I was in no mood to edit and product videos. So no, that wasn't going to happen. So I feel pretty cool and excited the fact that we still grew in community, even though I was unable to post material. So that was pretty cool. So what did we do though? Our video list, we did 6 videos. I think there was 1 or 2 book tags. We did a collection series. We did a book mail video, and that was, really quick, just 6 videos for the whole month, which actually isn't too bad. That's pretty much 2 videos per week, which is what I would like to be able to do. I'm going to have at least no less than 4 videos a month going up. I told you I was going to slow down a little bit. There's going to be at least 4 videos a month, 1 video a week, if nothing else. But it might be up to maybe 3 in a week, because I am close to finalizing how I want to do my book reviews. So we'll have maybe a Tag Tuesday video. We'll have a book review video, and then hopefully we'll have the word oddities immediately, like a day or 2 after the book review is posted. As far as the word oddities are concerned, I'm going to start putting some disclaimers in there too. Now, the videos for the book reviews, just be forewarned, they are going to contain spoilers, or may contain spoilers. So I'm going to put a disclaimer on there. The first half of the video is all informative. The second half of the video is going to be reader's experience, and that reader's experience may have some spoilers involved. And I haven't done this before. I haven't mentioned it before, but I realized that my word oddities also should have a disclaimer on it as well. And the main reason why is because I first give you a sentence where the word is encountered, and then I give you a definition, and then I give you the reference, which means I got to tell you part of the story as to how the word was used, placed, and why it stumped me. And then I'm going to give a good, bad, or indifferent. Now, the good means the word was used well. Bad means I don't think the word was used well enough. And then indifferent means it was used properly, but should have been used. I don't know. So I am not only I'm going to add a section to the word oddities where I'm going to have the good, bad, or indifferent, but I'm also going to include the disclaimer from now on moving forward, because as I begin to describe how the words was used, I'm going to have to use an excerpt and an explanation of a part of the story to explain how the word was used, so that you guys have a feel for it. I still want to do that because I think folks, I've received compliment that folks like that format. They like the way that is structured, and I enjoy doing it. And those who do pay attention to the word oddity videos, they enjoy it as well. So I haven't had any recommendations to change the format, only have received compliments on how it's been done so far. So hopefully these current changes that I'm adding the disclaimer, and then I'm going to add the good, bad, or indifference, because I don't think I really talked about whether or not I give the word, the sentence, I explained that I stumbled on the word and wanted to look it up. I give the definition, and then I said, well, this is how it was used. But then I don't really go into like detail. I don't really talk about, yeah, this was used right. I don't think this was used right. I don't really go into that discussion part of it. So I want to add that to try to, bring conclusion to each one. So beware. So the next things that are coming up, the next videos to come up are going to be, I've got the collection series for the Thomas Kid. I've got some videos in, book videos. I got some books in that we're going to do and add to that collection series, Thomas A. Kid. Is it Thomas P. Kid? Sorry. I've got a couple of book tags, probably one tomorrow. We'll release another book tag for tomorrow. I've got one from Philip over at A Poet Reads to Write. Haven't really communicated with him in quite some time. And he tagged me so long ago. This is like an old tag. But we're going to post that. And then I've got number 7 for the Where Would You Read It? That's going to be put out hopefully before the end of the week. So those are upcoming videos. And with that, let's move from channel updates to our RIP list, our reading in progress. And we're only going to talk about 4 books this month. And that's only because, like I said, being sick, I really didn't even do a lot of reading as well. Stayed bedridden most of the time. If I wasn't at work, I was in the bed. So we already know, and I need to turn these in. This is a public library find. A Quiet Retreat. We've mentioned this before. Kirsten Modklin. This book has been completed. I am currently working on the book review for that. Great book. 5. And this is pretty cool. This is a book about writers in their own murder mystery. This is a thriller. Really good book. I love Kirsten's writing style. It's a very entertaining book. Currently also working on, we just finished Chaos at the Lazy Bones Bookshop. Excuse me. This is Emmeline Duncan. So this one was not as comforting or as exciting as, but it was a very, very good read. Very simple to read. And I enjoyed it. It was a good book. I do recommend these 2 particular authors. I believe Kirsten is going to be one of my new favorite authors. Really, really excellent author. I like the way she writes. And she's got a lot of books out, so she's going to keep me busy. So what we're going to do is move towards our reading list, our RIP list for the month of June, at least starting off. I don't want to give too much of a pro view for the month. I don't want to do a TBR because my TBRs my reading is very prolonged, and I do have a tendency to do a lot of change up, a lot of switch up, and so that's just a very difficult video theme to keep up with TBRs are concerned. I'll submit, and this has happened before. Anybody who's been with my channel long enough, I'll submit a TBR as a RIP. I'll say this is what we're reading. This is what I plan to read for the month of whatever. And then at the end of the month, when I cover up what I've read, those books aren't in there because I didn't finish reading them. I switched up in the middle of it. I ended up going to the library and finding another book, or I ended up doing a book challenge and I ended up coming across another book. So 1 or 2 books for the RIP list, and we'll move on from there. So we're going to start with a new book. This is a book that I purchased from the Dock Bookstore, and this is a Black-owned, prominently ethnic bookstore. Lot of ethnic authors that are featured and sponsored with the store. But I found this book. I actually bought this book. It's full price. I bought the book off the shelf. I went down there to visit. Yes. BookTube. Wiley Cash. This is The Dark Side of Mercy, or The Dark Side to Mercy. And this is a family thriller. And basically what it is 2 sisters, 12 and 6-year-old, they're living with their mom. Mom dies, and they end up in foster care. And they have a wayward father who finds out about it, but the wayward father had signed off all of his legal parental rights. And now all of a sudden he shows up out the blue and is desperate about wanting to be connected to his daughters. So there's a problem with them being in the foster care, with him wanting to spend time with them. So what does he do? He kidnaps them. They're willing participants in it because they want to know and learn about their father and spend time with their father. But it's all done illegally. So he ends up taking the kids, and he goes on the run with the kids. And the kids end up finding out that there's a lot more wrong with their father, like grand theft, $4.3 million in a bank robbery, and father's a suspect. So everybody's after the father. Some of them are because he stole the money. Some of them are after him because he's got the girls. So very interesting title, very interesting theme. This dark side to mercy, right? Is that what it is? This dark road to mercy. I'm sorry, I said side. This dark road to mercy by Wiley Cash. So that's going to be on our June rip list. And then book number 2 is Girl Gone Missing by Marcy Rendon. And this is a murder mystery. So very interesting. Really, really looking forward into getting started into these. And these shouldn't be very complicated reads. There's not really a lot of fine print. And both of these books are less than 250 pages long. So I should be able to get into them and get them completed really, really quick. So that's our rip list for the month of June. Let's move on to Bookish Texas. So we're going to spit out some things. These are all the major events. Because of my illness, I did not follow up on more local events, but I will keep posting the names of the bookstores, cafes, and organizations that host most of these. There'll be a list of these stores in the description box. So there, you'll be able to look those up, and you'll be able to find out more information about local. You can always look up your local public library in the area that you're going to go to for this anywhere. But you know, the state of Texas, they've got awesome public library systems. So if you're going into an area within the public in Texas and you want to know more about just look up that, you know, Austin Public Library, Houston Public Library, and then you'll be able to see the calendar of events and what's ever going on in those areas. So we'll have a list of most of these shops that I visit, their websites where I get most of this information. And but these are the major events for the month of June. Starting off with the Lone Star Festival in Austin, Texas. This is going to be June 7th and 8th at this upcoming weekend. This upcoming weekend in Austin, Texas, the Lone Star Festival. This is a big thing. It happens once a year. I don't know what year this is sponsored for. I don't know how long they've been doing it, but once a year, every year in Austin. That is the Lone Star Festival. That's the capital of Texas. For those who don't know, they think it's Dallas, but it's not. It's Austin. And that's going to be the 7th and the 8th. That's this upcoming weekend. Then we have the Children's Art and Literary Festival. That's going to be in Abilene, Texas. That's West Texas, way out there in the desert. Abilene and Lubbock, they're out there close to the Panhandle out there on the north side of West Texas. That is a 3-day event, 12, 13, 14, 15, 4-day event. The 12th through the 15th in Abilene, Texas. The Children's Art and Literary Festival. The information for these, you literally just use the title that I'm giving you and the city and then the website or the link. If you Google that, if you Google Children's Art and Literary Festival, Abilene, Texas, the website will pop up in Google. So if you're wondering on how to find more information, since I'm only posting the event, the location, and the date, there's more information to follow up on if you're interested in these particular events. So there's another big event called the Comicpalooza. These are comic books and comic artistry, comic writers, so forth. That is a huge conference. It is a 2-day 3-day event in Houston, Texas. So the Comicpalooza is in Houston from the June 20th through the 22nd. The 20th through the 22nd. Then you have the Kiss and Tell event. Now there's 2 events that are happening in Dallas on the same day. So pick one, or try to, spend half time in each one. But you have the Kiss and Tell. I don't have any information on this one. The Kiss and Tell in Dallas, June 21st. And then the Roaring Lambs Writers Conference. If you are a writer and you are interested in any of these conferences, there are several of them throughout the year in Texas. We have the Roaring Lambs Writers Conference in Dallas on the 21st. And then the African American Book Festival in Austin, that is June 28th. The African American Book Festival in Austin, June 28th. And then, of course, we have a pretty much a month long. It starts closer towards the end of June, but it's going to be from the end of June to like the end of July. There is 4 major categories, but it's the Texas Shakespeare Festival, month long. The opening nights, there's one specific night, starts at 7:30 in Kilgore, Texas. Kilgore, Texas, the Texas Shakespeare Festival. The opening nights, 26th through the 29th, respectively. That's 4 nights. Each night is the opening night for a specific part of the festival. And then, of course, once you sign up for those festivals, there are those categories, they are going to have continuing events throughout the month. And for which ones you sign up for, then you'll get a notification. They're all on different nights. So you don't have to worry about if you sign up for the whole festival, then you can attend the whole festival because they don't overlap. So what is that? I think that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or is that's Thursday? It's Thursday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those are the opening nights. And then what is that? June 30th is going to be a break. And then coming back on the 1st, it's July 1st, it's going to start up again. And each night is going to be a different night for each one of these groups. And that's the Texas Shakespearean Festival in Kilgore, starting the June 26th through the 29th. Those are the opening nights for each one. It's not going to start in 26 and end on the 29th. Those are individual opening nights for each one of those parts of the festival. All right. And there we go. So with that, Bookish Texas, we are going to move on to our channel referrals. Yes. Now, as you remember, we're going to do this a little bit differently. We're going to continue on how we were doing it. And I am basically just going to list all of the channels that I subscribe to over the course of the month of May. And it looks like so it should be about 19 or 20 of those channels. And I just let you guys know who they are, and I'll share their channels. Some of these are going to be substantiated. They've already been around for a while. They've already got a large following. Very interesting channels, each one of them. And then I'll do a channel spotlight. And our channel spotlight for this month is Chantal, over Chantal's shelf life. And please forgive Chantal. It's spelled Chantal, but I believe she pronounces it Chantal. Wonderful. Now, I can't recall, I don't believe that I did. I think this is an older channel. She's just shy. Now, remember, the spotlight is usually channels that are just under 100 subscribers. She's currently, last I looked, she's currently at 95. When I first signed up on her channel, I think she was below 90. But her popularity is growing. and very, very, very informative with the books. Very wonderful, wonderful. I love her aura. I love her communication skills. The main reason why I'm bringing her up is because we just recently started speaking. I actually tagged her in a video a while back, and she didn't get the notification, and she's learning more about YouTube and how the notifications work. So she found it, and she's moved into that, becoming more and more aware and becoming more and more proficient with YouTube. So she reached out to me and said, "Hey, how you doing? Thanks." And we could begin to chat and talk a little bit. And so she's going to be our spotlight for this month, Chantel's Shelf Life. And I hope you enjoy her channel. She's, like I said, very warm spirit. I enjoy the way she does her reviews. I enjoy the material that she puts out. She's, I think you'll enjoy her channel. Go on out there, get her above 100, show your support, share the love, BookTube community. And with that, sorry about that. I don't want to get too excited. We're going to move into our discussion topic. And the discussion topic for the month of May is men don't read. Really? I don't know. Are we sure about that? So I've been noticing as I peruse BookTube and YouTube and I watch for more material, I see that there are it's a very common discussion topic on a lot of different channels where we're discussing about how men don't read. This is like a big thing, it seems like, and this is the conclusion, that men don't read. But it's new to me. I don't understand that. Where are we getting the idea that men don't read? And so I started paying attention to some of these videos, and they start listing all these different statistics as to why we are concluding that men don't read. And I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true. So what are some of the things that they're saying? They're saying that men don't read because there's too many female authors. There's not enough male authors that draw in the male perspective, and they don't give men enough to read. There's also talk about how the the consumerism of it. They're looking at book sales, and they're finding out that men aren't buying books like they used to. So, okay, all right. So that might be something legitimate, maybe. But they're also finding out that not only do men not have much male authors to read from, and they don't really read female authors, but there's not a lot of men that who do write, who aren't becoming new authors. So there's a statistic on that. The statistic of the comparison, a ratio of male authors to female authors, and then of course the subject matter in those. Now here's my conclusion. Here's why I'm stumped up. First of all, yes, I don't have as many male booktubers within my community as I do female booktubers. Now remember, at this particular moment, I'm over 700 channels that I'm subscribed to. I can't even give you a ratio. I didn't take any time I didn't have a whole lot of time to study this and prepare for this because of my illness. But I did start this information, trying to get this information prior to getting sick. And I honestly think that the statistics are misleading. They are being used as conclusive data. But one of the things that I do know for a fact that I've been reading since I was a youngster, very adamantly reading, but who did I tell? First of all, men don't really communicate things of a personal nature. If there's a a stipulation about something that is derogative in nature, then guys aren't going to admit. I grew up not believing that I wasn't supposed to cry. So I've got a lot of emotional distress that's put upon me now because I'm only basically now, I'm a melting pot now, but I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't show emotion because I was taught that you're not supposed to show emotion. I'm also taught that there are things that you don't share. You don't share your vulnerability. You don't show it. So if there's something that is frowned upon, or if there's something that's described that might give you a negative aura, or somebody looking at you down upon you for a specific habit or behavior, like reading books, there's such a connotation about reading books that it's not manly, it's not masculine. But I don't know. I never saw it as a problem because I always concluded the fact that most guys were like me. Who's going to tell? I didn't believe that there's a shortage of male readers because not only do I have a multitude of male readers that I know about, I'm actually able to console and confide and discuss and interact with them on that material. So is there really a shortage of male readers, or is it just men being men and not really telling you? So yes, the price of books are going up. I'm very frugal. I don't like buying books. I don't want to if I have a choice between buying a part for my car or my gun and buying a book, I'd rather just go to the library and check out a book and spend that money on the gun part, spend that money on my sports, spending that money on my car. So why is it that we are so adamant to share that we believe that there's a shortage of male readers? Is there a problem with reading female authors? I don't know. Are there plenty of male authors out? I think so. But almost every single author that I've read, Kirsten Moglen, right? Emmeline Duncan, right? Margaret Atwood, right? Who do we have over here? We have Sonia Lyubomirsky, right? All these female authors, and they're great books, right? Marcy Rendon, right? What are we complaining about? Who do we have? I've got quite a few male authors that I like to read and enjoy. But I also, if the book is written well, who cares the gender of the individual writing the book? I honestly think that, statistics are very misleading because they're not shared in the matter that that you're able to measure it properly, right? No, right? So I do think that surveys are biased. I don't know if it's a means of trying to create more male readers. I don't understand the discussion topic, but I cannot share it. I honestly think that we need to start letting folks know that there are male readers out there. One of the reasons why I have this channel is to show that it is very manly to read a book. There's some masculinity in reading a book, right? Nothing wrong with it, regardless of the topic, regardless of the author, regardless of, where you read it, whether or not you tell people you're reading. Don't feel compelled to end up talking about your books or your personal life just to please the masses. I'm out here because I want to share. I'm not out here to prove a point, but I really think that we need to stop letting folks believe all of these mannerisms that are misconstrued about men and some of the things that we do. Tell me what you think. Thanks for joining me. I want to hear your inputs. I hope you enjoy the discussion topics. And we are going to move into some more. I got some more production to do tonight. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoy the video. Please comment. And always, as always, y'all keep reading.